Mrs. Nazar, representing Western Australia with the controversial European technique, has been knitting since she was a little girl of 9 in her native Bavaria. Top Tasmanian Mrs. Newman keeps herself and her family in all knitted garments. She had an early start at the age of 4. New South Wales wool knit-off champion Mrs. Green has been knitting for over 50 years, with something on her needles all the time, from ladies' dresses to men's cardigans for family and friends. Mrs. Greenwood, knitting for Victoria, began her practice of the craft 40 years ago, with 2 nails and a length of string. The fastest pair of needles in the Northern Territory, wielded by Mrs. Smith of Alice Springs, a cardigan and jumper specialist. The hopes of South Australia are pinned on mother of 3 and grandmother of 6, Mrs. Glazebrook, visiting Sydney for the first time in her life. Mrs. Rope entered the contest just for fun, and with her dexterous continental style became Queensland champion. What can go wrong?
Suddenly find you've got too many or 2 less stitches at the end of the pattern, and you know you've thrown the whole thing out.
How do you think you're going anyway?
Oh, not too good. No.
You're being a bit pessimistic,
aren't
you?
I've made mistakes. I mean, unforgivable mistakes. So I've just got to put up with it.
Well, you must have done very well anyway to be your own state champion already and to be here in the first place.
Might have been a fluke.
Mrs. Glazebrook, do you get very nervous in the competition like this?
Oh, yes, I do. I feel a bit jittery, you know. My fingers sort of won't work quick enough.
Well, with nervous tension, one tends to get a little bit clammy and it makes the wool sticky on the needles.
This particular one is quite good, except there is a mistake here.
And each side edge is very cool, very cool.
As completed samples come off the needles, they go to the judging panel, a strict but compassionate triumvirate, expert knitters all, representing the CWA, the Wool Board and Peyton's Knitting Wools. After 3 years' experience on the bench, Miss M. Tregonning can almost pick a winner by watching the contestants at work.
Even the pattern is correct, yes. You can tell by the temperament of the woman just how she's knitting. Just temperament is one of the main things, really.
Isn't knitting a bit old-fashioned today?
No, knitting isn't old-fashioned. It's more on the increase. And these knitting competitions that we hold have certainly inspired a lot of people to take up knitting again.
Do you really like knitting?
Oh, I love it. Yes, I do, really. I love it. But not under these circumstances by any means.
What sort of chance do you think you've got in the competition?
Oh, well, I haven't thought about it at all. I just try to do my best for the honour of Western Australia.
And we're all just going hard at it and hoping for the best.
Thank you.